Restored marriage testimony. My husband left and moved back to his country. Elora, how did your restoration journey actually begin? It all started when I left the Lord, my first love, and did not seek to be a wise woman. Although my husband has always had difficulty as a man to express his emotions and feelings, I knew he loved me, but like most women, I wanted something from him that only the Lord could give it to me. I wanted to change him to be more the way a woman is naturally and became contentious, murmuring, and controlling him. I wanted everything my way, and I couldn't deal with my husband's ways anymore. Even more so because I should have been understanding, since he was from another nationality, so the cultural differences I was trying to change are unforgivably really. So of course we became frustrated because he didn't know how to be different, and that kept him from staying away from me more and more. Finally he left and moved back to his country, even though at first it was supposed to be for only a short period of time. In the end it lasted for about 7 months until we were restored and I joined him and we started life over there together. How did God change your situation, Elora, as you sought Him wholeheartedly? I knew the Lord could change everything, but I didn't know how to start. So I called on Him for help and asked for a sign, after an ugly fight we had, that if the Lord would like to restore my marriage, He would give me one sign. And He was faithful, because I was already ready to give up. From then on the Lord was showing me my mistakes and calming my heart. He sent me a couple of friends who believed this was not impossible, and one of my beloved friends passed me the book How God Can and Will Restore Your Marriage that she had been reading. Boy, was this book ever a game changer. It gave me hope, and I was able to start fighting the good fight for my restoration with the Lord rather than the nasty fight I'd been fighting in the flesh. I learned how to journey along for the restoration of my marriage and do so wisely. I began to seek the Lord with all my heart, and He became my guide, my refuge, and my comfort. What principles from God's Word or through our resources, Elora, did the Lord teach you during this trial? The first principle I learned is to win without words, although even today I sometimes fail to do so. But each time I stumble, I know I just need to start again with the help of the Lord. I also learned not to shame my husband because I exposed him to many people in an attempt to find help. Another fundamental principle I learned was to pray and fast. Most important is to read the word of the Lord, as I did not before finding Aramai. What were the most difficult times that God helped you through, Elora? The most difficult times were when my husband decided that I should return to my own country. Thankfully, he never spoke about separation or divorce. He just said that as our situation was chaotic and he would soon have to turn over the apartment we lived in, he needed to resolve these questions before I came back there again. I resisted at first, but I remembered that I should be submissive and immediately left. This lasted more than 2 years, and in this period I found out that he was still in the apartment, and worse, that other woman was there too. This also he denied, and said that it was only for the sake of correspondence that her name was on our mailbox. I lost all hopes on this day. I wrestled long and hard with God, and said I had trusted Him, but this journey for restoration was over. Nevertheless, the Lord raised me up and made me see that He is faithful and there is no lie in him. He calmed my heart and made me go on believing. Elora, what was the turning point of your restoration? The turning point was to stop chasing after my husband. When I surrendered to the Lord and He became everything to me, everything changed. Although I still need to be transformed in some areas of my life, I know that the Lord is faithful to complete the work that He started in me and in my family. Once He was my everything, I started to get messages from Him, then sweeter messages. Then He began sending money without asking me. Tell us how it happened, Elora. Did your husband just walk in the front door? Elora, did you suspect or could you tell you were close to being restored? As we were talking more often, my earthly husband began showing interest in coming back to our own country. That made me very happy, and I thanked God for turning his heart. It took a while, as I said, it was a year and a half before he came. When he had to return to where he was living, I saw him cry for the first time in our 12 years together. Seeing him crying and saying that it was a difficult period for him also made me see how much the Lord is touching his heart. I was saddened by his departure, but the Lord soon reminded me that He is in control and He would complete what He started. 3 months later he arrived and is home. When he arrived this time he was much more loving and we had intimacy after almost 2 years. We traveled together everywhere because he was on vacation and he had already told me that I will go nowhere without you. We are living as if all the evil that has happened to us never happened, better than we first met. I confess that I know I need to control myself so that the old contentious woman doesn't come back again. It isn't easy because I find myself trying to rush things, but the Lord in His infinite mercy calls my attention to put Him first and remain lovers with Him. There are still many things that the Lord wants to fix in us, but I cannot delay the testimony of everything that He already done. Praised be our God, who does not give up on us or our families. Would you recommend any of our resources in particular that helped you, Elora? I recommend everything that this ministry has. I learned to depend on the Lord alone while journaling through your many courses. I learned to read His Word and to be transformed and healed by it. The courses are fundamental so that we can be prepared in the most varied situations. Anyway, enjoy everything whatever RMI offers that is available to us through this ministry and this encouraging women. Would you be interested in helping encourage other women, Elora? Yes. Either way, Elora, what kind of encouragement would you like to leave women with in conclusion? Don't give up. Let God be God in your lives. Seek Him truly, fully. Let the Lord heal you as He works for you and see the restoration of your families. He is faithful and does not embarrass anyone who waits for and obeys Him.